Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for our controversial view. Today we're going to be talking about Red Dawn. Now, my history with this film is pretty extensive. Um, when I heard this was coming out and all the, all the controversy about it because it was actually the first PG-13 rated film, I remember asking my father to take me to see it, and he did. I saw it in the theaters, and I loved it. Now, it's kind of funny the things you remember because I remember taping stuff, of course. That was how you were able to watch movies over and over again because if you were to buy the videotape, they cost between 80 and 90, $100, somewhere in there. And so you would tape things like some of your favorite movies and have them there at home to watch. And I even remember the tape. I just don't remember the third movie because it was a SLP tape, I believe, and it was a 6 hour tape. And if you put it on a certain setting, you could tape 6 hours on a tape. The first movie was Red Dawn. The second movie was Exterminator 2. And I don't remember what the third movie was. But that tape got a lot of use for Red Dawn alone because it's a fantastic film. So let's put a controversial spin on Red Dawn. Now, as I told you before, that was the very first PG-13 rated film. And of course, that caused people to talk a lot because PG rated movies were able to get away with a lot more back then than they would have been later on because of the PG-13 rating. And a lot of people had said that with there being a PG-13 rating, it was more equivalent to almost an R rating. And I don't really find that true. Seen a lot of movies in my life and being a collector and just watching a ton of stuff. Um, there's certain movies that got away with being PG-13 that got away with a lot. There were certain movies that were PG-13 that shouldn't have been, that should have been rated PG. And I don't think they knew exactly what their criteria was at the time. So, as I said, I did see this in the theaters, and it was the start of a brand new rating system. You still had your G, you still had your PG, and your R, and your NC-17, which kind of came into fruition a year or so later. But this PG-13 was a big thing. And hearing all of the news reports around that time, because I am a little older, and I remember three movies in particular: Gremlins, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and Conan the Destroyer. Those three movies were constantly on the news back then because people thought that they were too violent for the PG rating that they had gotten. And that kind of stirred everything up to where now all of a sudden there's going to be a PG-13 rating. I don't know exactly why this happened. If someone threatened to sue someone, or if parents were writing in and they weren't happy that PG movies were getting more and more risque. I don't really know. But I do know one thing. If you do watch the if you do watch Red Dawn and you watch the original trailer that came out for this, I saw some interesting things in the trailer that I kind of formed my own opinion about. Now, I don't know whether it's true, and I'm not going to swear to it, but it seems more than likely that this is the case. In the trailer, there's a lot of stuff that was cut from the film that they put into this trailer, which was neat to see. But there's one very specific thing that happened twice that I thought was more than interesting. Um, if you watch the trailer, you see some of the football players from the high school going into a McDonald's, and they were like heading there. And then there's like another couple cut scenes in the trailer, and then there's another scene later on where there are people eating inside the McDonald's when everything starts to happen. I'm kind of wondering, a lot of these big companies, they back movies, and if you put our label in your film, then we'll give you this much money towards the film. I kind of wonder whether McDonald's backed out because they were too leery of the PG-13 rating. So, my question is, do you think Red Dawn deserved a PG-13 rating? Um, the weirdest part is, I think Conan the Destroyer did. I think Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom did. Maybe even Gremlins, but I'm not so sure about Red Dawn. I kind of think they just put it out there to exploit it. So tell me what you guys think. Did it deserve it or did it not? And have you seen it? And how do you feel about the film? Don't forget to check out Joe's controversial view for Red Dawn. And remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.